If you're in the mood for a burger but need a healthier solution, these chicken burgers are a great answer. They start, of course, with ground chicken, add in some feta cheese and egg, plus spinach and garlic. So I start with the spinach because I use frozen spinach. And even though mine thawed for a little bit, I always like to stick it in the microwave, give it a minute or so to really make sure it's completely thawed. Warmed up is fine. You're not actually cooking it, you're just making sure it's completely and thoroughly thawed and ready to get rid of all the extra water that's in it. And then to do that, I use a clean kitchen towel. Lay this out on the towel, kind of in a long shape, not a ball, because if you have it out kind of lined up, it squeezes out a little bit better. So just kind of move this into that nice long shape and then fold over the towel. And even as you're just folding it, you can see how much moisture is already seeping into the towel. But that's not all. We're going to pick up that towel and then twist it and just give a really good hard squeeze to that spinach. And as you can see, even though this isn't actually that much spinach, there's quite a bit of water that's going to come out of here, which is a good thing because we don't need any extra moisture in these burgers. Set that aside. We don't need that anymore. Also put the spinach aside, and then we can start mixing up our burger meat, starting of course with the ground chicken. To this we will add in our feta cheese, followed by an egg. Now the egg is pretty important simply because it really helps bind this all together. The softness and the moisture that's in the chicken burger can really surprise you, I guess, as to how difficult it is to work with. But I also add garlic for a little punch of flavor, and then of course that spinach gets added right in there. And then I just grab a fork. I don't know why. I always use a fork for mixing this up. It just seems to mix it in very nicely. And just need to mix this pretty thoroughly, enough so that the egg is fully broken up. The spinach is very well distributed. If you do that as your visual, this will also make sure the garlic and the feta cheese are also distributed. But let's be honest, the spinach is the strongest visual here in this mixture. And then once it is really well mixed, we're of course going to make it into 4 patties. And I just like to kind of smooth out the top of this and then use my fork to kind of score this into fourths, if you will, and give myself a nice, easy visual for making sure I get 4 equal-sized patties out of this. So I grab the first section and just start forming into patties, and as you will see right away, this is super, super sticky. Probably because it's, the meat is so lean and it's so moist that I actually got a little bit frustrated, so I decided to clean off my hands and get all that extra bits and pieces off of it. Then put some oil on my hands, and that will make them a lot easier to work with these burgers. Just watch how much more quickly this second one forms with having some oil on my hands. No sticking, just forms right away and it's ready to go. I also always, by the way, use wax paper. And I use this method for no matter what kind of burgers I'm forming. It's just an easy way to handle your burgers where they aren't sticking to the plate, sticking to your pan. And like I say, it just makes it easier. Then, because this meat is so soft and it all kind of needs to set together, I cover and put it in the fridge for a minimum of 30 minutes. I think these might have been there a little bit longer. Um, it's still soft, but it gave that egg time to kind of firm up, I guess, in the burger. Then I heat up my pan, heat some oil in the pan, and place the burgers right into that pan. Now this is honestly when I really appreciate having these pieces of wax paper because you just pick up the burger by the wax paper, flip it right into that pan. Your hands don't get messy, the burger comes off cleanly, the burgers aren't sticking to each other or to the plate. So it's a really nice and easy way to start cooking your burgers. But these are cooking on medium heat, and the one thing is you want to cook them for about 8 to 10 minutes each side. So get a nice brown crust on the side before you flip them. This is not the kind of burger you want to just keep flipping over and over, which I think some people do with beef. Again, just because it's a more delicate type of a burger. But if you give it the time on medium heat to really get this nice brown crust, you will be rewarded, because I think that's the most wonderful texture part of the whole thing. And then when it's all set, as you can see, I'm serving one with a bun and one without. You can serve it either way. Everybody's happy. And I also like a little bit of tomato with mine. So I didn't have a slicing tomato, so I went ahead and cut up some cherry tomatoes so I can have some in every bite. But no matter how you like to serve it, I do hope you give this a try, because if you do, I know you'll love it. Enjoy.